Water, earth, fire, air.
Okay, so we're finally doing this. And I hope you guys liked the intro. If you didn't, please don't tell me that you didn't like it because I spent a lot of time on it. So today, we're going to be doing book one. Actually, before I can begin anything, I always forget to do primer. So I'm going to grab my primer. Just going to do foundation. But when I first saw the commercials for Avatar: The Last Airbender, I was like, oh, it's just gonna be some stupid action cartoon, and it's gonna be stupid. And one day, I think it was playing and nothing else was on, and I was waiting for something else to come on. I was probably waiting for Code Lyoko to come on, because they kept like moving the time slot for Code Lyoko, so that's probably what I was waiting to come on. And so I was like, nothing else is on, so I'm just gonna watch this. And then I started watching it, and I was like, oh my god, this shit is amazing. And that was back in middle school. So like, it went, for me, I went from liking anime as a kid, and then once all the anime got taken off the air, except for like Pokemon and Digimon, I didn't really know what, oh, and Yu-Gi-Oh! Can't forget about Yu-Gi-Oh! I didn't really know what anime was. Because obviously as a kid you don't really like pay attention to what specific things are, right? And like my parents, specifically my mom, she's just like, oh, it's just, you know, some cartoon. Even now, I love my mom, bless her heart, but like, I tried to explain to her that anime and cartoons are two different things, and she's just like, all anime means is Japanese, you know, animation. You know, I'm just gonna use my hands. My hands are clean, okay? I did wash them beforehand. My foundation brush is dirty, which I don't know how that happened because I didn't use foundation when I shot the, you know, it doesn't matter. But my mom is literally the person who's just like, all anime is just Japanese cartoons, so like it's the same thing. I don't know why you're making such a big deal about it. So until middle school I didn't really get back into anime. I was like really into Avatar: The Last Airbender, and I was looking for similar cartoons with that art style. Obviously Avatar: The Last Airbender is really, there's really not a lot of American cartoons that follow that art style inspired by Japanese animation. However, Avatar: The Last Airbender is inspired by Asian culture. Like, if you didn't know, all the nations are based off of actual Asian cultures. Like, the Airbenders are based off of Tibetan monks. Fire Nation is Japan. Earth Nation is China, and then I forget what the Water Nation is, but it's also another Asian culture. I just can't remember the name of it, to be honest. The first season is not my favorite. My favorite season is season 3, which we will talk about when I get to fire. Okay, so I'm gonna go in with white in the inner corner, and then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna blend white into like kind of light dark blue. Like if you took navy blue and added a bit of white into it, that's the color that I would go in the middle with. And then in the out corners I'm gonna go in with blue, and then I'm gonna smoke it out with black. So that's what I'm gonna do today. So I'm just gonna go in with white in the inner corners. But I really do believe that Aang and Katara, like Aang fell in love with Katara, like it was love at first sight. So I'm gonna go in with this color right here on the center of the lid. It's been so long since I've watched Avatar: The Last Airbender, truly, honestly. I've been trying to find it, but I can't find it anywhere, which really sucks. Because I really want to watch it. Although I did find it on GoGo Anime. I found American Dragon Jake Long and Danny Phantom, but I can't find any site to watch Avatar The Last Airbender. Which sucks. Because who doesn't... Like, I used to watch it, like, on repeat. Like, I've probably seen it in its entirety all the way through at least 20 times, maybe more. Like, I'm one of those people who, like, watches or reads something and they really like it, so then they watch it and or read it, like, 15 more times and don't get tired of it. Like, I'm that person. I love how Avatar The Last Airbender was, like, a lot darker than most cartoons that were out at that time. Like, I know we had Teen Titans and Code Lyoko, which were pretty dark, to be honest, but, like, the majority of the shows coming out at that time were, like, really light and fluffy, which there's nothing wrong with that. I watched those too, but I really enjoyed, like, how Aang lost his people and had to deal with that loss and the genocide of his people, and he was thrown into a 100-year war because he left for 100 years. Love how, you know, even though he's this 12-year-old kid, he ran away because he was basically losing everything that was important to him after finding out that he was the Avatar. Like, they were trying to take him from basically his father figure. And so he ran away. But still, as a 12-year-old kid, he bared the weight of all that responsibility and ended up saving the world. Like, you know, just somebody was talking about this and they said that, you know, Avatar The Last Airbender basically, like, respected its audience even though it was made up of children. And I'm like, yeah, that's a good point, because other shows don't handle, like, you know, the genocide of people or war, or handle, like, corruption or, you know, abuse, like Zuko and Ozai, and dealing with his trauma and his abuse and wanting to earn his father's love. Going into Ozai basically telling him to his face, like, yeah, my dad told me to, you know, kill you myself, and I was gonna do it. With, like, a straight face. Like, what other kid show has the balls to do that except for Avatar The Last Airbender? But then we also have, on the other end of the spectrum, the shipping wars, which, oh boy. Like, I understand Zutara from, like, season 2 in the Crystal Catacombs, from that one moment between Zuko and Katara. I understand that, because for, like, a split second, I kind of jumped ship when I saw that happen. But then Zuko ultimately betrayed Katara and Aang, and not participated, but was an accessory in his death. So after that, I kind of jumped ship back onto Katang, even though I never really left the ship. Low-key jump ship. Low-key jump ship. Okay. But, like, it's so funny because somebody was like, they took the moment from the waterbending scroll where Zuko was trying to manipulate Katara into telling him where the Avatar was so that, you know, he could capture him. And he had her necklace. And they took, like, that moment and was like, you know, that's a Zutara moment. I'm like, but is it though? Because he's, you know, trying to manipulate her into telling him where the Avatar is so that he can capture him and take him to the Fire Lord, who will probably torture and kill him. You know, so Is that what constitutes as romance now? It is so funny when people are like, you know, Katara and Zuko have way more passion than Katara and Aang, and that like Katara never showed any signs of liking him. I'm like, did you watch the fortune teller? Because at the end of that episode, she recognizes that Aang is a pretty powerful bender, and the fortune teller said that she would, you know, marry a very powerful bender. And then like the look on her face as she realizes that, she's just like, I never realized that before. And then like from that moment on, like it's just very fluffy and romantic between them. Like it even led into the Cave of Two Lovers. And she was the one who suggested that they kiss, not him, showing clear signs that she wanted to kiss him as she said it and blushed. Like, do you think they animated that by accident? I don't. Like, there's a reason that those things happened the way that they did. Or like on the island of Kyoshi's island. Oh, that episode was funny because Aang was like fed up with like Katara not paying attention to him, so he was low key trying to make her jealous. And she low key was jealous of all the attention he was getting from the other girls. Speaking of Kyoshi's island, okay, I don't dislike Suki. Okay, I like Suki. She's an okay character. I don't like Suki and Sokka together. I feel like that was kind of forced because she just came back out of nowhere, and then they were like an item, and I'm just like, where did this come from? Especially like that was basically the reveal of like Toph's feelings for Sokka, but Toph never got a chance, and I'm just like. And I am a Taka shipper, okay? Like, I'm a Taka shipper. And I feel like Toph deserved a chance to be with Sokka. Because they had many more moments together than Suki and Sokka did. And I know Suki and Sokka, you know, got together and everything, but like they never had moments like Toph and Sokka did. Like the moment in The Blind Bandit, or like in Sokka's Master. that one was a trip. Oh, now I'm just going in with a fluffy brush and blending out some black in the crease. But Katang was not at all like one-sided. Like they clearly show like Katara having feelings for Aang. So when people say that, you know, Katara was basically forced into that relationship by Aang and the creators, I'm like, did you even watch it? Because all throughout the show she's showing signs, at least from after the fortune teller and onward, she's showing signs of liking him. Like she's constantly kissing him on the cheek, which, like, somebody said, like, you know, Katara was 14 and Aang was 12. No 14-year-old wants to kiss a 12-year-old. And I'm just like, but the Cave of Two Lovers. Like, clearly she wanted to kiss him. Otherwise, she wouldn't have suggested it. Like, there were other ways of getting out other than, you know, kissing somebody who she considered a brother, as the people like to say, you know. She considered him like a younger brother, so she wouldn't, you know, want to be with him romantically. And I'm just like, yeah, you clearly didn't see the Cave of Two Lovers. Like, it's still up to debate whether they kissed or not in there. They totally kissed in there. If she didn't want to kiss him, she wouldn't have suggested it, and then got so upset when he said what he said, which, my boy Aang, I love him, but he, why would you say that you wouldn't want to kiss her? And then just like, that whole episode, it's just like, what if we kiss? And then he's just like, us kissing. Like he clearly wants to, and then she like backs out of it, and he's just like, oh wait, no, she wasn't serious. Like, oh yeah, no, I wouldn't want to kiss you. And she's just like, oh, sorry, I suggested it. Like, that was like the worst thing that you could have said. And like, this was in season 1 and 2, as opposed to like in Legend of Korra. I know I said I wasn't gonna talk about Legend of Korra, but we have to talk about it. Like in season 1, the fucking love triangle. The fucking love triangle, okay? And I know I only have one eye done and the other eye is a mess. Okay, we'll talk about that later. But the fucking love triangle, as in comparison to all of the romance in season 1, like Iroh, he was a fucking G, okay? He was a player. We all know it. Okay, just serving all the ladies, looks, and everything. Okay, we get that. And then we had Aang and Katara, and they're perpetuating, you know, romance, and he was getting her flowers from an active volcano and making her necklaces, and you know, she's like, well, how do I look? And he's just like, I mean, do you mean all of you or just your neck? Because both of them look great. And I'm just over here like, bitch. Like, and then he's over here getting her mother's necklace back for her because he knows how important it is to her. And then people are over here like, oh yeah, but Zuko and Katara had more chemistry in all 3 seasons than Aang and Katara did. And I'm just, but did they though? But did they? But did they? And then you get into Legend of Korra, and in season 1, like, Korra and Mako have talked like maybe 1 or 2 times, and she's over here like, I love you and I think we were made for each other. And I'm just over here like, bitch, that's not how that works. Okay, like, it took 3 seasons for Aang and Katara to build and just build their loving and sweet relationship and make it believable. And you're just gonna come up in here after talking to this guy like 2 times, and you're just gonna be over here like, I think we were made for each other. No, bitch, that's not how that works. And Legend of Korra did not know how to build believable relationships. I know everybody loves Korrasami, but if people need to be if it needs to be confirmed by the makers of the show, then it's not an actual thing, okay? If the makers of the show have to literally sit down and be like, oh yeah, no, that's an actual thing that actually happened, then it didn't actually happen, okay? I shouldn't have to go and search their Twitter and their Tumblr to find out if something is canon. It should be in the fucking show and it should be obvious, okay? And it shouldn't come out of nowhere. Because, let's be honest, okay? I shipped Katang. I shipped Zutara. I shipped Taka. I shipped Tang. I low-key understood the ship of Toph and Katara. I low-key understood that because they actually built a fucking relationship. And it was a friendship. But I could see if they wanted to go the route of having them be in a relationship, I could see that, okay? And then you go over into Legend of Korra and they fucking write letters to each other like best friends do. Okay, why is she gonna write her ex about her problems? Why is she gonna write her ex's brother about her problems when she has a friend who's a girl who she can talk to about her problems and struggles and everything? Okay, that's what girlfriends do. They talk to each other about their issues. And people are like, oh yeah, that's definitely when they started liking each other. I'm just like, thing where what was it? Asami complimented Korra on her hairstyle, like Korra cut her hair and it was like this length, and Asami was like, oh yeah, I like your hair, and then Korra blushed. I'm like, okay, but Katara told Toph, like, you know, she was really pretty, and Toph blushed, and they had that whole moment, and they were laughing and, you know, being chum. And I'm just like, did y'all forget about that in Tales of Lost and Sang? Like, they did a similar thing, and it was literally just two friends complimenting each other and being nice to each other, because that's what friends do. Like, and it's just, like, it would mean something if, like, Asami blushed when she said that, because when Aang blushed when he complimented Katara, that meant something. But for somebody to blush when they get compliments, that's kind of like a basic thing. Like, anybody can blush when they get a compliment, because it's kind of like an embarrassing thing. You're like, oh, I didn't think anybody would notice that. Thanks for noticing. You know, that kind of thing. But to make it into like this big thing, I'm just, and I'll leave some links in the description below of some YouTubers who basically brought up all the things that are wrong with Legend of Korra and made videos on them. I'll leave them all in the description below so you can watch them. Aang was apparently like a horrible father to his two non-airbending kids. Okay. To the point where he took his airbending son on vacation to Koi Fish Island, or wherever the fuck, where the place where he rode the giant koi fish when he was trying to impress Katara. Okay, he took him to that island by himself and left his two other kids. First of all, Katara wouldn't say anything about that. Really? Katara would just be fine and dandy with his favoritism to his one sole airbending child. Oh, yeah, okay. Second of all, Aang would never do something like that. His love for Katara, and he would love all of their children equally, okay? Regardless of if they were airbenders or not. It gets me really heated to talk about this. But then, Legend of Korra, the masterpiece, absolute masterpiece that it is, not only made him a horrible father because of his sole airbending child, okay, and then we never see him like we had this moment between Tenzin and Aang where Aang was like, you know, you don't have to be me, but we never get that with him, his spirit, and like his other two children. We never get that. Okay, fine, whatever. But then, and it's never explained why this happens in Legend of Korra. It's never explained. Versus in Avatar: The Last Airbender, they make sure to explain everything. You know, it's fine, whatever. But why in Legend of Korra the Airbenders come back and like it's just random people becoming Airbenders? It's not like people are being born and becoming Airbenders. No, people who are like already like existing but don't have any bending ability become airbenders. Okay, fine, whatever. But then Bumi becomes an airbender. Bumi, who is Aang's other child, who he ignored because he was not an airbender, because he's an airbender.
They ask you how you are, you just have to say that you're fine when you're not really fine, but you just can't get into it because they would never understand.
And then like Bumi is like, you know, he's all emotional about it. He's like, you know, I'm an airbender now, Dad. Are you proud of me? And I'm just like, why would you just, who thought this was okay? Who greenlit this? It's just, and not only that, like, I have a problem with the airbenders coming back, but okay, fine. They kind of explain it because of the fucking portals that now exist. Apparently didn't exist in Avatar: The Last Airbender, because if there were portals, you would think that Aang would have used the portals to go to the fucking Northern Air Temple instead of crap. It's fine. It's fine. So there's fucking portals. The Airbenders become the Airbenders come back after their genocide, mind you. The Airbenders come back. The enemies becomes an Airbender. Okay, he becomes an Airbender. Perfectly knows how to use Airbending. We'll talk about that later. Already knows how to airbend. And then, brace yourself for this, he can fucking fly. You know, just jump off a cliff and start flying everywhere.
They ask you how you are, you just have to say that you're fine when you're not really.
Bitch, how? That has never been a thing. Even in Avatar Last Airbender. I'm gonna go in with this blue color. It's like a purpley blue color. I'm gonna go on the lower lid all the way into the tear duct. Not the tear duct, but like the inner corner.
But I believe Aang can save the world.